Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to everyone. Today, it is my honor to welcome all distinguished scholars, invited speakers, our participants throughout our online platform today to the ICOMAH 7 2026 pre-conference session. So I do believe this platform is actually dedicated to academic dialogues and also to have a very good intellectual exchange session. So my names, I would like to introduce myself first, is Dr. Umi Hamidatun Muhammad Sofian Lee, currently as a senior lecturer at Faculty of Economic University Science Islam Malaysia, and I will be serving as your moderator for today's session. So it is my great honor to be part of this academic gathering. So before we begin, allow me briefly to introduce about our organizer of this conference. So basically, ICOMAH 7 2026 proudly as organized by the Academic International Dialogue, AID Academy, an academic institution established in 2016. So since its establishment, AID Academy have been actively in advancing academic excellence in international collaborations. They also have a wide range of initiative. This may include international conference. They also have innovations. They also have competitions. They also have academic seminar. They also have a lots of workshop as well as scholarly and creative publication. So for the editions of ICOMAH 7 2026, we are pleased to collaborate with our several strategic partners. I think they are here today. Universitas Negeri Surabaya, UNESA. We also have Universitas Islam Bandung, UNISBA. We also have Universitas Mercu Buana, and also we also have Universitas Nasional Indonesia. So I would like to warmly welcome and invite all participants to become parts of the wider AID Academy Academic Committee. Okay, so before that, I would like to introduce Zahira. Zahira, can you raise your hand so that everybody can see you? Okay, so
Yes,
she
yes.
is actually my co-partner for today. So she will share the official WhatsApp and also Telegram link in our Zoom chat box. So feel free to access. So through this platform, I really hope that participants may continue and stay connected with to receive an update on our upcoming conference, our upcoming innovation competitions, academic program that we have, our seminar, our workshop, publications, and also other scholarly opportunities. So, in addition of that, applications for AIG Academic Committee members, we are openly annually, and also announcement will be communicated through this channel. So, feel free to access the channel. So, Zahira, have you sent the link through our Zoom chat box?
Yes,
Okay,
done.
that's good. All right. So we are strongly believe that this academic collaboration should be able to extend beyond our single event today. Hence, we are sincerely welcome all participants to continue to our engaging and growing with our AID Academy community. Okay. So I think that is actually very welcoming remarks from our committee members. So we are moved for the next session. So this pre-conference session serve as the additional platform for knowledge. I also expect that we will having exchange academic engagement. We will have intellectual discourse discussion within the ICOMAH community. And also, in fact, it also the lines of mark for the first introductions of dedicated pre-conference program in our ICOMAH industry. So designed to enrich our participant with expert insight that we have today prior to main conference proceeding. So with this exclusive academic enrichment session, I allowed that participant is actually need to register as a presenter and also co-author for ICOMAH 7 2026. So, with me today, I have three distinguished invited speakers. We have from Malaysia, we also have from Indonesia. So, they will sharing their insight across communication, leadership, education, psychology, and also contemporary social issue. So, can I see my speaker? Can you raise your hand and say hi to our participant today? Dr. Irianti? Okay, okay, that's good. I can see you. Okay. So, without further delay, let us proceed to our first invited speaker. If you can see him, very handsome man, Dr. Richard IGNACY. So, before I start and invited him, I would like to let you know some informations about his biography. Okay, so he is a distinguished academic currently serving as a lecturer in the departments of Malay Study at the Universities of Teacher Education IPG Malay Language Campus Kuala Lumpur. Very dedicated scholar. He earned his Bachelor of Education from University Putra Malaysia, followed by Masters of Arts in Malay Language Education and Literature from University Sains Malaysia. And also in 2025, he successfully completed his doctorate in Malay language at UPM and as a full-time researcher under prestigious Federal Training Award HLP from our Ministry of Education Malaysia. Okay, so it's quite interesting when I get to know that his doctoral work has highly acclaimed, earning him to outstanding thesis recognitions at the Bronze Bitara Award. Alhamdulillah, it's very good to see that. At the iMind Innovation Competitions and also renowned for his contributions to the educational pedagogy. Dr. Richard is the creator of the module Chipman. So we hope that he can share the module with us today. And also the founders of the Umi Backup Technique. That's my name. Technique Ulang-Ulang and PCM methods, specifically designed to aid primary and secondary students in sentence construction. Okay. So, additionals on that, he also recognized as a finalist in the Minister of Education National Innovation Competitions and also named as innovative teachers by the Perak State Education Department. Okay, so until now, what is the most interesting things is he published around 60 literary works and research presentation delivered at international seminar in Berlin and Tokyo. So I do believe that our speakers today is very leading figures in Malay language innovations and education. So today, Dr. Richard will be presenting on interactive writing classroom, leveraging Canva web and formulaic technique for instant digital feedback. So that, ladies and gentlemen, please join me welcoming Dr. Richard IGNACY. You are almost welcome, Doctor.
Thank you, dear moderator, Dr. Umi. Good morning, fellow researchers, distinguished participants. Salam Malaysia, salam sehati sejiwa. I'm Dr. Richard from the Department of Malay Studies and at the Institute of Teacher Education, as stated, in a Malay language campus, Kuala Lumpur. I just joined as a lecturer since 2025 after I completed my PhD studies and awarded HLP scholarship by the Education Ministry of Malaysia. Today, I'm incredibly excited to share our presentation entitled Interactive Writing Classroom, Leveraging Canva Web and Formulaic Techniques for Instant Digital Feedback. Let me share the slides. Okay. So in this session, I believe we will discover how a practical fusion of formulaic pedagogy and highly accessible digital tools can drastically boost students' writing confidence, streamline the grading process for educators, and create a highly collaborative virtual learning environment. So ultimately, we aim to demonstrate that with creative integration, modern web tools can turn writing from a passive core into an engaging, digitally responsive experience. Now, let us begin by addressing the elephant in the room, the writing dilemma. Historically, when we think of teaching essay writing, we think of traditional struggles. We see students engage in passive, paper-based drafting. They write in a physical books, which leads to slow, delay the teacher's feedback. By the time a teacher finishes marking 40 books with red ink, weeks have passed and the learning momentum is lost actually. This gap leads to low students' engagement and severe anxiety, particularly when constructing sentences. But where there is a challenge, there is a digital opportunity. We can realignment towards dynamic visual writing hubs that facilitate instant real-time interaction. By gamifying the learning environment and building structured pedagogical scaffold into our technology, we completely redefine how writing is taught and practiced. Okay, now, this brings us to our solution, the Canva Writing Hub, transforming Canva from merely a graphic design tool into a living, breathing writing workspace, and we provide students with what we call a living canvas. Students don't just type, they curate their thoughts using visual templates that make writing feel like a creative project rather than a chore. Now, our approach is firmly based on these three pillars. The first is pedagogy, which we utilize formulaic writing through the PCM techniques to ensure ultimate clarity in sentence structure. So this is currently a new project is undergoing under my department, which I lead this technique to many schools at the primary for the primary students. The second part is we leverage Canva Web for its incredibly intuitive, collaborative, and cloud-based features. And the third, we bridge the widening gap between drafting and reviewing by injecting instant digital feedback straight into the student's workflow. Those times when we are into a transitions of digital development in our country, we are mostly using quiz type of questions in order to create the website. But this time we managed to give instant comments and correction for the students, those who have written or write structural sentences based on the techniques that I actually introduced. Now, let's take a closer look at the pedagogy of PCM technique or formula, which is a mental scaffold, specifically to help students master simple sentences construction, where we called it as ayat tunggal, and it breaks down sentences into logical blocks. Okay, so P, which stands for Penanda Wacana, or we called it as discourse markers to connect thoughts. Then followed with Siapa or C, S-I. Students have to identify the subject. Then A stands for upper, action, via the verb, what the subject is doing. So perbuatan, or we say perbuatan. M stands for mana or mengapa, to expand the context so that students can actively expand the sentences in a proper way and grammatically right. Instead of getting bogged down and lost in complex, the PCM formula is specified, simplified linguistic concepts into digestible blocks. And this allows students to focus on expression without getting lost in grammar rules. Now, we can see how the students' workflow is engaged with the technique, module, and the third part is how I can digitalize into a website. Now, first step is drafting. After a brief workshop, students use custom Canva templates to type out their structured PCM means sentences. Then step 2 is visualizing. Students add contextually rich icons and images to support their sentences, meaning using Canva EDU AI prompting. So here is the best part where teacher have to create a right prompting in order to create the website using the Canva EDU AI, so that students can really engage with the website interactively and based on what the teacher actually want to create based on the pedagogical topic that want to bring for the students. And say goodbye. For the step 3 is polishing, guided by step by our innovation module to guarantee high quality. So now say goodbye to waiting for red ink books to be marked by the teacher. Because Canva operates in real time, teacher can drop instant digital stickers for motivate students and on-spot corrections. This actually waited by the students to get the instant comment by the teachers. So not waiting for the books to be collected or manually marked by the teachers. And even leave voice comments to add a supportive personal touch to the evaluation. Now, the waiting part by most of the participants today might be because of the prompt. An easy prompt and accurate prompt can actually create a simple website in order to teach the students interactively. So based on this is actually a truly designed on a one-page learning website hosted at pcm.my.canva.site/SKSJK, and specifically for SJK students, vernacular students from Tamil school students, to tackling the BM-UASA format. So it might start with this simple prompting. I'm a lecturer at IPG campus Bahasa Melayu. Maybe you can change it according to your, what you actually engaged to. Let's say you as a teacher, then you can create it as I am a teacher from which school. And this semester, I will, what is that? Okay, I will presenting the PCM technique for constructing simple sentences, ayat tunggal for SJK Tamil students. Please build a one-page learning website with the following specification. And the first part is user login system. Provide a login portal for both students and lecturers. Lecturer accounts. Lecturers must be able to view students' progress and provide feedback on students' work. The password for the lecturer account is admin123. And this part for password, actually you can create based on your suggestions to the Canva. Students will log in using their name and identity card IC number. If it is a need for the students, you can remain the identity card. If doesn't want, maybe you can change it to the class identity, as like Darjah 1 Melur or Darjah 2 Kenanga, and so on. Okay, through custom prompting and careful design, we implemented a dual user login system, which I stated there, for teachers or lecturers, and also by the students. Okay. When we see the total of the website is actually a 3-hour learning cycle into automated modules. The first hour is instructional slide session, backed by 10 interactive checkpoint questions per slide. The second part is 1 hour sentence rearrangement game, providing instant score tallies. And next part is an automated 10 question spelling quiz. This is the additional part that I actually attach in the website, so that the website is not bored with the teachings only, or include with the video or slides provided by the teacher. And critically, a paragraph writing tutorial for UASA Part C for total of 10 marks, focusing on the topic. It is actually freedom for the teachers which topic they actually wanted to implement in the website. I choose the importance of courtesy in Malaysia society, kepentingan budi bahasa masyarakat Malaysia. That's the topic of the writing, where students must execute their writing using the PSIAM formula. So here the best part, where students are not suddenly asked them to write a paragraph or essay based on their knowledge, but we as a teacher giving a sample or techniques for the students to understand on how to create a simple sentences until to make a proper essay. So as you can see from our live interface capture and backend data, analytics dashboards, lecturer can track real-time metrics across grammar accuracy, completion rates, spelling, and paragraph submissions for every student at a glance. So next part is lecture activity, which instructional slide and interactive question is actually developed in the Canva EDU AI. So third part, as I actually stated here, for 1 hour session, 10 questions for the students to rearrange the words and correcting the sentences. It's a simple rearrange kind of quiz, kind of rearranging, interactive learning on how the grammatically part works into the cognitive of the students. Extra 10 questions spelling quiz, and we can see also data analytics features provided in the Canva web. Okay, so these all are the prompting that need to be prompt into the Canva AI EDU website in order to create the learning website for the students. Okay, these are the front page of the website, where this is the cover page of the website, where we can see the title of the learning, BM UASA SGK Tamil, Teknik Menjawab Soalan USA, stated there, and two icons. As you can see, there is for the murid and pensyarah, for the students and for the lecturer. If it is a teacher, then it should be the teacher icon lah. Then students can simply enter based on their type their name and also the identity card. After they log in, we can see the website here stated as kuliah, quiz, ejaan, karangan, and score. And they just can click next until they complete all tasks given. Okay, these are the sample screenshot that I can share to everyone. Okay, these are the immediate marks that can be generated after they attend the quiz, for instance. And this is the overall statistic that the lecturer can actually monitor for every student, which part they have done. So like we can see Tata Bahasa, Pemahaman, Ejaan, and Karangan, and it's all stated there. So teacher can actually follow or monitor the other students which not complete the task. Okay. And in reality, we actually successfully roll out several professional workshops with both teachers and students across various regions, including PPD Klang, our educational department at Klang district, for SJKT teachers, which is most of them are non-optionists. Okay, and as well at PPD Manjo, it's gathering all the SK, SJKT, and SJKC teachers. Okay, and also to dedicated student session at SJKT Ladang Hamok and SJKT PJS 1. And recently I have went to the SJKT PJS 1, and the students' response are very tremendous. Okay, the educational community response has been profoundly rewarding, and this project was honored with the Silver Award at the New Generation World Innovation Challenge, New Week, and our research paper presentation won the Gold Award at the Samara International Research Article Competition in Social Science, SIRAT SS. So, in conclusion, I would like to leave you with this thought. Technology is not just a tool, it is the bridge that turns a blank page into a canvas of endless possibilities. By empowering educators in the digital age, we can redefine literacy one sentence at a time. So thank you very much for your time, for your intention, attention, and participation. I'm now open to any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Richard. Very insightful and engaging presentation. Alhamdulillah. So I think we are looking forward for questions from our participant, Zahira. I think Zahira will read the questions, isn't it?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, all right. I give the floors to you.
Okay. So, silakan. Sekiranya ada soalan kepada Dr. Richard.
For the participants, feel free to unmute your mic and you may speak directly or type your questions in our chat box. Dr. Dr. Richard, can you change your slide for the first the first slide that I can see the topics that they may have their topics and also okay, that's good. Okay, do we have any question from our participants?
Not yet, Doctor.
If they don't have, I have. Okay. All right. Okay, doctor, this is actually very interesting. Yes, I think this is a very interesting topic when we are discuss about the things that we are dealing with currently, the evolving of technology that we have. So I would like to ask you, because you are from the different sections of academic. Both of us is actually in the levels of academic ecosystem, the same ecosystem. So what you can see in your teaching sectors and or ecosystem, what are the major challenge that we are facing now? I mean, maybe you can give an examples for in the perspective of the teachers and also and also the perspective of the student acceptance towards the changes and technology that we are having now.
Okay, thank you for the question. And actually, I'm engaged with the department where we creating teachers. I'm the lecturers who are creating teachers, and yeah. So when we see the new generation, where the Z generation here, I can see most of the undergraduates, most of the undergraduates are actually influenced with the technologies.
Yes.
They are very good in doing works with the digital. So what I can see, there is a pro and con. When it comes to the academic writing, or when we ask the students to pass up their articles or the assignments, I can see most of the new generation are really into copy paste generation, where they are really, really, we can say, like dependent. I mean, depending on the AI generated answers by the Gemini AI or Chat GPT, and they simply, sending all their articles or assignments. Even we as a lecturer have has to going through a tremendous challenging part, is where to identify which their assignments is truly written by themselves or is actually copyright from the Gemini or ChatGPT. Anyhow, we can see some of the part of the articles or sent by the students. We really can recognize some of the words are not actually written by the students, but it's
yes.
actually copied from the ChatGPT or
Okay.
from the Gemini itself. So when we created this kind of generation, in future they're going to be a teacher.
Yes.
Is it? So
Yes.
when they have this kind of mentality, I'm sure, I'm really scared to see the upcoming generation where they actually going to teach this kind of techniques for the upcoming generation. So it is actually, it's actually a part of our duty as a lecturer to ensure the students are in a right track, not on a copy paste generation.
Okay. So I think that is the major challenge. We are also facing the same issue here. Okay, thank you, Dr. Richard. I see one of our participants are raising hand. We may take around one or two questions. We still have time. So you can just unmute, then directly ask our speakers for today. Okay, kindly
Hello.
invited. All right.
Yes, thank you, moderator. Hello, Dr. Richards. This is Dr. Faye from Sabah. Very
Hi.
interesting product.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
that's okay.
I have two questions, yeah? All right. Number one, how's about the fluency of the teachers using ChatGPT and Canva? As we know, our school will have this problem when you deal with Bahasa teacher that's in the zone of seniority. That's one. Okay, second one. How's the line coverage in the school that doctor mentioned earlier? That I can see some schools are in the ladang, I think, for one of them. I'm sure.
Yes, in the very rural place.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
And another one, because I'm from Sabah, and our line connections is, I think, a bit backward, I think, compared to Indian part, of Semenanjung. So how do you go around of this internet coverage problem? Thank you, Dr. Richard.
Okay, basically for the senior teachers, in order to prompting the one website based on the Canva, some of the senior teachers are showing interest, and they are actually willing to learn in order to, to implement what are the topics they actually want to implement it in the classroom. So some of the senior teachers are actually prominent in using technology, but many of the senior teachers are really in progress of early retirement, actually, based on the education systems, which they are really look so messy, so messed up. In that part, I really can't do much. To motivate the senior teachers or to help out them to use the technology according in our progress and development in the technology education. But when we talk about the connection line, all this should fixed by the education ministry. Somehow the teachers at the rural place where they are actually stated in a very rural places, the education department, the state department, education state department should work, collaborate with the NGOs to get support in order to fix the internet connection so that the students can enjoy studying using the digital. Anyhow, I personally has visited many schools in a rural place and try to engage with the PIBG, which is Persatuan Ibu Bapa and Guru, get connected, get engaged with them to deliver the innovation that I've created, and also giving them as much as I can to help in the education part, especially in Bahasa Malaysia. Hope I answered the question.
Okay. Okay, do we have another questions?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, all right.
Dr.
So
Umi.
we take one questions, Dr. Richard. Okay, all right. You are kindly invited, Dr. Rianti.
Thank you very much, Dr. Umi. Dr. Richard, this is a very interesting and inspirational presentation. However, as a psychologist, I have a question concerning the benefit of writing by hand, writing on the paper, right? Because in our discipline, it is mentioned that writing with your hand will help to decrease cognitive offload. Yeah, it can serve as the cognitive offload. It can help you think deeply, and then it can help memory also, and also help the brain to relax at the same time. So, what do you think about the fact that that you mentioned earlier about the possibility that the students would just cut and paste from ChatGPT and then from Gemini and stuff? What do you think? What kind of solution are you going to suggest in terms of the benefit that we're going to miss if we don't use hands anymore to write? Because we need the kids to think deeply, and then to help the brain to relax as well, to think even deeper. So how are you going to adjust this kind of situation? Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you for the question, Dr. Irianti. I'm sure most of the teachers and academicians are concerned about the writing elements which we implementing in all the education institute. As I think this Canva website, which I introduced for the students, is actually for giving them motivation. The first step is giving them motivation, what confidence level to the students that writing is actually fun. It's actually easy for them, in order to see the students are really engaged with the phone, with the tablets, with the tools. So I think with the starting of this kind of digital learning, at the end of the objective, we can see, we can ask, we can motivate the students to write manually. So in order to write and engage with the cognitive part, we can see the students are still thinking. We actually created the website, one page, one Canva website with the digital learning is actually convincing them to think and answer the question based on the quiz, based on the topic given, and ask them to type everything by themselves. So from here, they start step by step in order to write practically manually in a writing book. At the end of the day, whatever it is, examination will be run with the, will be handled with the writing skills. Writing skills will be the vital for the students to answer the questions in any subjects. So what I think is the first step in the interactive writing classroom that I actually come up with the idea is actually giving them support, motivation, and giving them a high confidence that writing is really fun.
Okay. So I think that will be the last questions for our session, for our first session with our first speakers for today. So we are moving forward for our group photo session. So I would like to invite and please all of you to open up your camera. So switch on your camera so that we can have a group photo session together with our speakers today. Okay. So Zahira, in 3 count.
Okay. 1, ready, all. Wah, ramai yang nak join. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Alright. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, last.
Okay,
Kita
Mini Love. This is the Gen Z trademark.
Yes. Mini love, everyone. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you everyone. Okay, thank you so much. So I think we may proceed for our second sessions with our second invited speakers. So I would like to introduce Dr. IRIANTI USMAN, Deans of the Faculties of Social Humanities and Psychology, Universitas Muhammadiyah Bandung, Indonesia. Okay. All right, so she's the one, very nice lady. Okay, so I would like to introduce very simple of biography profile about our second speaker today. So she is distinguished academics and psychologist with extensive experience in higher education and also human development. She earned a bachelor degree in English teaching from IKIP Teachers College Padang, Indonesia, before pursuing graduate studies in Ball State University, Muncie, Indiana, United States of America, where she obtains a Master's of Art in Educational Psychology and also doctorate in higher educations and educational leadership with a minor in educational psychology. So currently, as I said earlier, she serves as a Dean of the Faculty of Social Humanities and Psychology, lecturer at Muhammadiyah University of Bandung, as a recognized expert in Islamic psychology. I do believe that she actively contribute in advancing psychological scholarship grounded in Islamic value. Okay, and then throughout the experience, she also served as the CEO of Biro Psychology Nusa Lead Yes Learning Village, which refers to Young English School Bandung, and also owns the culinary business Dendeng Batokok and Warung Lode. Very interesting. Okay, so she also have multiple professional certificate, um a certified life coach, certified neuro linguistic program trainer, certified THAP therapy, Tazkiyah therapy practitioners, and also certified Makasid methodology practitioner, a combination that reflect her deep commitment to holistic personal development. Okay. So today she will present the topics on the fractured sisterhood, unveiling the dark sides of female rivalry at work. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Irati Osman. So you are almost welcome, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Umili. Let me share my, is it okay if I share my slide now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's such an honor to present at ICCOMAH number 7. And then thank you so much to Dr. Umi as the moderator. I really love the way you moderate, the session. It makes us all relax. Thank you. And then especially thanks also to Sister Zahira, for helping us through, the whole process until I'm able to present today. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And I also see my co-workers, my co-author there, Ibu Vera dan Ibu Dr. Mutia Umar. Welcome also. I'm trying to present the topic that many people think this is just a drama. Yeah, it's just a drama. Until I receive a lot of complaint. Yeah, I receive a lot of complaint from some pencara, some lecturers and some other working women, and they mention about this kind of rivalry at work. And then I think, oh, is it just in this context? Let me just check. So I discussed with my colleague, Bu Vera and Dr. Bu Vera and Bu Tia, and we think we have to do something about this instead of, doing and just taking it as a drama thing. We think we have to do the research. And we were so very surprised by the findings that we found from the references that we read. There are about 1,000 plus research talking about rivalry at work, right? And then specifically among female, there are 120, research so far. And then the title of the research is just so eerie. What do you call it? For example, why do women kill each other at work? So something like that, right? So I was like, oh my God, this is very interesting. So we conducted a study together and we found out that our research findings are consistent with what happened to the findings that have been found in the past. So there is a silent war that we call that toxic femininity at work. Okay, we found in our research and also from the thousands of research talking about this is not an innate biological trait of female. It's more like a set of relational tactics. Yeah, for example, female, for example, at the office use this relational aggression. We call it, for example, gossip and symbolic sabotage, social exclusion, and manipulation. And this is used to undermine female peers in the workplace. So this is something that I said, oh my God, this is even possible for female to do this. But when I attended research summit, the researcher summit in Kuala Lumpur 5 months ago, I gathered with all of the psychology researcher from Southeast Asia country, and then they mentioned that this topic that I bring up, is something that needs to be focused on in this kind of situation, because if not, so nobody else are going to be brave enough to make to see this in a different perspective. So eventually, I did this research, and the findings was we can see that the form of the sabotage, that are used usually going in the spectrum, from covert into the overt one. For example, it starts with social exclusion. Female workers who are seen as the threat, are usually intentionally isolated from work groups. For a subgroup, for example, nobody wants to talk to her, nobody wants to respond to her, for example, or in a lunch circle, nobody wants to sit on her on the same table with her, and something like that. And then maybe going to gossip and slander, the weaponization of whispers to systematically destroy a peer reputation behind closed door. And then it's also in the form of toxic religiosity. For example, let's say that if she's a Muslim, and then if she's in the Islamic context, for example. And then these co-workers are often being told, "Oh my God, I mean, your hijab is not shari enough, or your clothes are too tight," and stuff like that. So to make this person lose their sense of respect and confidence toward themselves, and it's going toward the next what is it and that is start with symbolic sabotage. Yeah, ideas are stolen in the meetings, for example. Professional contributions are actively erased or claimed by peers. It's happened a lot, especially among what do you call it, workers who are highly educated, new workers, highly educated, usually with doctoral degree. And there's a queen bee syndrome also, senior female, senior worker actively gatekeeping or sabotaging junior women to protect their unique status in male-dominated hierarchies. And it happens a lot. It's very interesting when I talk to one professor from Vietnam, and he mentioned, "Dr. Usman, you have to write book about this." And this is the reason why I also, me and my colleague, Butia and Bufera, decided to write the book about our research. And that is, it calls the organizational, because we think that this needs to be, what do you call it, propagated, the idea about how women could easily kill each other at work, yeah, and it can cause a lot of productivity drop, turnover costs, and a lot of mental problem. For example, according to World Health Organization in 2022, there is a 30% decline in output due to interpersonal workplace conflict. Yeah. And 56% of the conflict, yeah, caused by female workers. And then there is also turnover cost, 50%, yeah, 50%. The cost of replacing an employee who resigned due to toxic environments equals half their annual salary. That's what happened. And then, according to Harvard Business Review, it says that loss of innovation, women withhold ideas to avoid exclusion and retaliation. They're so afraid if they try to be their real self, and then they will be isolated, will be gossiped behind their back, and then and they don't want that to happen. So that's why they hold the innovation. They try to be just the so-so worker. And it's also queen bee behavior spike in highly masculine organizational structures, according to Dirks. And there is a collapsing capitals, then psychological safety necessary for highly functioning teams. This is what's going to happen if this is not going to be taken care of. And then this is also called the invisible wound because, according to us, yeah, silent killers do not spill blood, but it erode the soul. I remember when I tried to talk about this in one workshop to what do you call it, government agency division. And then I got so very sad knowing that some of the participants were crying and shaking when they said, "Oh my God, I thought this is me. I thought I am the one who are not sensitive enough. I thought I'm too ambitious. I thought I'm that not good enough. I'm being bogged down by my own female members just because, some other female members are not happy about my performance, for example." So this is something that then they had to see the psychologist, psychiatrist, and they eventually got burned out and eventually decided to quit. But then eventually their supervisors was able to prevent them from quitting. So this is almost like a global and systemic epidemic. Because why? Because there are thousands and thousands of similar research out there, yeah. And then 120 of them talk specifically about how women kill each other at work. Yeah, the data proves that relational aggression is a universal byproduct of an organizational structures, not regional cultures. For example, in United States law, yeah, according to Eli 1994, it frames with only 5% female partners, female competition is acute and personal. Yeah. And then it's also found in Italy, senior female professors routinely judge female doctoral candidates more harshly, demanding hyper-masculine commitment. And global bullying is international research consistently identifies women as the primary perpetrators of relational aggression. Yeah, 59%, that's a lot of percentage, yeah? So the proof of, for example, in Shell Indonesia, they said that by actively designing a women's network and cross-company mentoring circles, Shell fostered profound psychological safety, increasing female managerial presence, and dismantling the scarcity mindset. So Shell have proven that this is the more a byproduct of organizational structures instead of just the innate innate fitra, the innate tendency of female. Now, there are three archetypes of rivalry, yeah? Usually, for example, in our research, it's mentioned that this is not the real name, yeah? There's the stolen voice, yeah? After working late and then in a massive strategy, for example, our research informant watches her female peers present the exact ideas of the director as her own, as if it was her own. Similarly, Lisa, an academic secretary, systematically excluded from meetings and her ideas rejected out of jealousy by her female superior. And the other archetypes is the gatekeeper. Yeah, that's what happened to Donna and Sarita. They boycott the success. Yeah, when Donna becomes the first female marketing director, a role coveted by her peers, she faces meeting boycotts, isolation, and direct sabotage from senior women. The defeated survivor becomes the gatekeeper and blocking the success of others. So they continue, instead of trying to change this bad behavior, they continue this. And the next is the weaponized Faith, Sari, and Putri experience that Putri is socially isolated, eating lunch alone, while senior colleague use religious settings to shame her ambition. And then the senior colleague says that don't chase a career or you'll be an old maid forever, and you're a woman, you shouldn't be too ambitious and stuff. And this is some sort of examples from our research. And then so eventually we come to the conclusion after we analyze the data. To survive, women must navigate an architectural paradox within gender organizations. Women, if they have to work, they need to be ambitious. They are expected to be ambitious, but at the same time, because you're a woman, you stay soft and unthreatening. You need to perform at the highest level, but you don't outshine others. You need to speak up boldly, but you never challenge the hierarchy. So this is kind of dilemma and paradox. And then the social structures, yeah, are so deeply embedded, they feel natural to do this. Yeah, women unconsciously inherit and enforce the very norms that oppress them. Yeah, they just have to think, oh, this is just female thing at work. No, it's natural for women to be like that, and it's natural to do this way to other women. Yeah. So when women are minority, they become tokens or symbols of diversity, forced to constantly prove their worth rather than to unite. Every single time, they have to prove it. I deserve to be in this domain. I deserve to be in this domain. And instead of trying to collaborate to achieve the same goals. And then, according to Deborah Kolb, the organizations provide artificial limits on female leadership, naturally engineering gatekeeping behaviors. So, the structure, the organizational structure, sometimes, make this kind of rivalry becomes worse. So there are 5 roots of rivalry according to the research and according to our analysis. There is a thing called toxic femininity that has been taken as a normal thing or a cute thing. It is not normal, it's not cute. Yeah, passive aggressive tactics by gossiping, silent treatment, muting. That is also part of the toxic femininity that has been used for so long all over the globe, but is taken as female thing. Number 2 is imposter syndrome. Females sometimes got so very competitive in the workplace because they are afraid, that people know who they really are or what they are really competent of, whether I'm competent enough, whether I'm good enough, like the other, male male workers, for example. And so that feeling of unworthiness triggering defensive, undermining behaviors. And this because they think they are not in the domain that they are designed destined for them. Yeah, because workplace usually socially accepted all over the world in the past, yeah, that it belongs to men. And then number three is muted voices. When women are silenced institutionally, their proximity turns into an arena for whispers and rumors. Women should never talk too much. No, don't be too bold in speaking because you're a woman, for example. Yeah. And that put them in a survival mode from time to time. Yeah. Survival mode is like whether they run or they fight. Yeah. Fight or flight. Okay. So women who reach the top feel they must distinguish themselves from the other women to survive, to maintain the status, the high status that have tried to reach so hard. Yeah. And then there's the illusion of the one seat only. One seat, the highest seat only belongs to men. So that's why you need to be very, very good and really, 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 really strong like a man to achieve that. So any women that has the tendency to be the what do you call it, the rival, so it need to be eliminated. And so why does this silent war persist generation after generation? There are some what do you call theme that come into our analysis. There's a taboo to speak, especially in Southeast Asia, for example. We are very what do you call collective society. In a collective society, reporting abuse labels women as drama queens or jealous, and silence becomes the safest survival strategy. It's taboo to speak. Yeah, women, you don't talk that way. Women, you don't say that words, for example. And there's the next cause is normalized violence. Yeah, gossip is viewed as a spice of the communication, as a spice of interaction. Exclusion, a spice exclusion as normal. Once conflict is normalized, institutional intervention becomes nearly impossible. Yeah, that's what Salin says. And the next reason is inherited trauma. When somebody has been treated that way to reach the high position and the high status, they will do the same thing, yeah, to maintain their status. Yeah, see, this is just like a vicious cycle. Yeah, unhealed victims internalize the aggression, and then the survivor becomes the gatekeeper. So it's going on and on until now. And the last one is structural stagnation. Yeah. As long as organizational structures remain hyper-masculine and leadership seats are artificially scarce, competition remains a survival mechanism among women. So it's time now to break the paradigm, transitioning from a fractured culture to a healed sisterhood, the real sisterhood. Yeah. So from the old rules, for example, the scarcity mindset, if she wins, then I lose. Now we change into the new rules. Yeah. Her success expands the room for all of us as well. Or celebrating the presence of the one woman is sufficient. In the past, now we say that true representation across all levels of leadership. So all of us can be successful. In the communication aspect, gossip, whisper, and passive aggression are the normal things. Now we change into nonviolent communication or NVC and direct requests. And then from survivor becomes gatekeeper, we change it into collective healing and active mentorship. And the last one, in fear of making mistakes and high anxiety, we change into psychological safety, freedom to innovate. These are the paradigm that is to be shifted. And then so we come to the idea of creating a model called the SAFE model. Yeah, SAFE model is the acronym for safety, amanah, fairness, and empathy. Safety means we need to start creating an environment where women are free to speak, yeah, pitch ideas, and make mistakes without fear of punishment, ridicule, and retaliation. And then that's from Edmondson. And then we need to show whether we are the subordinates or the people in power. We have to have the trust and integrity so people will respect us sincerely. Yeah. And then there's a fairness. So, for example, for the supervisor, for example, make sure that when they try to evaluate the women worker, yeah, they need to be evaluated solely on her professional competence and merit, yeah, and completely divorced from gender stereotypes or domestic expectations. The last one is empathy by defaulting the non-violent communication style and observing without judgment, articulating needs clearly and prioritizing resolution over retaliation. So this is the ethical anchor from this model is adil, amanah, and shura. It means that we have to enforce justice, and then we have to enforce dependability. We have to enforce a sense of togetherness and to reach the goal, the good goal together. Or we call it fastabikul khairat, racing in goodness, where true victory is defined by the benefit provided to others, not by defeating a peer. Do not envy one another, do not hate one another, be fellow servant of God and brothers and sisters, according to the hadith, for example. So, what is the language of healing? That is nonviolent communication. Yeah, Marsha Rosenberg mentioned that we need to be more sensitive in observing, describing the situation without moral judgment. For example, instead of saying you're trying to sabotage me, we're going to say nicely, nonviolent communication style, I noticed over the last 2 weeks, my section of the report was excluded. What's going on, ma'am? And number 2, express emotional impact honestly and directly. I feel so anxious and undervalued because my performance metrics depend on that visibility, ma'am, for example. That's instead of gossiping about this person, so you talk directly. And number 3 is need. State the core requirement clearly. I need certainty that our collaboration work reflects both our contributions accurately. And number 4, you request. Make a clear, specific, and actionable request. Can we agree to review the final draft together before it goes to the director on Thursday? So this language in a nonviolent communication language needs to be taken as a new norm in the office, yeah? And then we have to say that talk to her, not about her, yeah? Okay. So it means that come to the person come to the person that you have problem with in person, and then you say that with that non-violent communication style. And that hopefully it's also continued with forming the team, the sisterhood team, where there's a circle, women's circles for study reflection, and using nonviolent communication style, and then celebrate the success together, and then engage in truthful, stigma-free dialogue to rebuild social capital. And especially for HR, for leadership, for the HR and for leadership, person in leadership, try to eradicate unconscious bias from promotion and evaluation metrics and provide structured, sincere sponsorship and mentoring programs. Invest in psychological safety, resilience, and emotional intelligence training, and implement inclusive, family-friendly, flexi work policies to reduce structural pressure. So, and the last words that we need to share, as the authors, becoming the light. Toxic femininity is not a myth. It is not a myth. It is true. It happens globally, but neither it is our destiny but it is the product of unfair system. When we change the architecture of the workplace, rivalry naturally transforms into a profound solidarity. We do not have to fall together to feel equal. We can rise together. Women, we are not each other's enemies. From a cracked mirror, light can emerge, and from wounds, love can grow again. When women empower women, the silent war ends. Thank you very much. I'm expecting a very nice discussion from this presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Irianti. I'm so happy to see that you are talking about the female issues that we are currently facing. I think this is not the first times that we are looking forward to concerns and focus on the issues of females. It's already a few years back, it's already started that, but I think currently the awareness is actually keep increasing about the
Yes.
equalities of the female.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm looking forward question from our participant, especially from our same gender today. Who maybe struggle, or you have an experience on that, or you may have ideas to share with our speakers related to the dark sides of female rivalry at work. So it's open to participants. Any questions from our participant today? Or maybe from the male gender also allowed.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
There is Dr. Faye, I think Dr. Faye.
Okay, Dr. Faye. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Hello, Dr. IRIANTI. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm fine, Dr. Faye. How are you?
Fabulous today, Doctor.
Say it again.
Looking fabulous today, huh?
Oh, thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you very much.
Very interesting topic to present today. I have one concern.
Yes.
As we go along of the presentation, we can see at the end of the presentation you offer some solution.
Yes.
And in this kind of work environment, normally in Malaysia we'll call it office bullying, something a bigger
Yes.
terms, yeah.
Yes.
So normally when office bullying, it will come into a group of into a bully a person. So one crowd or versus one individual. Normally that's it. That's the case. So how do we really need to instill the so-called the nasihat, the advice to
Advice.
be good, abide to our hadith, our religion teaching, not into the crowd as just understanding or just an advice, but to really open up their mind and heart. Oh, this is not right. You are doing this wrong and not being fair to the person who is maybe to you is a threat, something like that. Okay, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Faye. That is a very that's a $1 million question. Seriously, that's the whole nugget of this presentation. How are we going to instill this? So it is asked by other workshop participants as well. I did last month, and then the answer is number one is increasing the awareness that this is not a normal thing. It's a natural. This is not natural. Yeah, we need to increase this awareness. And then we have to start having this kind of workshop? Yeah, workshop to increase the awareness. Do the workshop, for example, in this section, that has male or female, that mainly female workers, for example. We need to conduct a lot of workshop, make it viral, if you can say, make it viral, so that the female can start looking at their situation different. Oh my God, I did this. Oh my God, I'm the pelaku. I'm the one who did this. Oh my God, I'm the victim. And then so they will start contemplating, and hopefully each company will do this, will do this workshop. And then after that, they will decide what kind of what RTL or rencana tindak lanjut that they have to do in the future, for example, right? So present them with the facts, about the research finding and how many research have been done so far. But there's thousands of research have been done so far. So it's enough to create a cross-cultural, not cross-cultural, what do you call it? Causative, causal comparative research to say that this causing this, So then workshop, and then creating the environment with the blessing of the supervisor, of course, and then it is very encouraged if the supervisor, let's say in the university, the rector, the vice rector, the dean, they need to know about this. They need to be part of this as well. And in the company, the corporate, for example, the CEO, the COO, they need to be part of this as well, so to increase the work production, of course, so after the facts is presented in the workshop, and hopefully the awareness will be heightened and becomes the new what you say, the new peradaban, you call it the new society, the new normal in this work context. That's the thing that we can say, that we also have to mention about the consequences to the company and to the person, and to the For example, if they are religious, to what happened to religion, for example, they can also be an advice later on. But the first step is to conduct this workshop in each institution. That's my piece of the mind, Dr. Vey. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. And we got another questions in the chat box. I will read it from
Okay.
Madam Hani Herani. So these
Honey.
days, it's very hard to tell who's the friend and who's a foe. In fact, it often happens that our bosses actually defend those who cheat right under our noses. This is because what's often valued is the result. Does this also happen in many workplaces, which is why we so often see people having to endure the pressure from bosses with NPD?
Thank you
Silakan.
very much. Yeah, thank you very much. So according to the research that we have consulted, the previous research, as I mentioned earlier, thousands of research mentioned about this, and specifically about women. The crazy rivalry among women at workplace is 120 research so far. Which means that it happens globally. And then when I discussed with the psychology researcher in Kuala Lumpur last 5 months, and then they mentioned the same thing. Oh my God, this is a hot topic. How come that we have no guts to bring this up? This is something that needs to be brought up. And then because it happens a lot, they say in Vietnam, it happens in Thailand, it happens in Kuala Lumpur, it happens everywhere in Indonesia. So, Dr. Hani, I think it's time. I think it's time, to make this viral, to make people see this in a better perspective, based on what's going on, based on the research findings. Thank you very much for your statement. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I also have a last question maybe for
Yes.
Dr.
This
Irianti. So
paper is sorry,
Yes, please, ma'am.
this
okay.
paper is very interesting. I think it's happened in our world because all female maybe can something like how we must be strong in every batin lahir spiritual.
Iya, Bu,
Of
ya, Bu,
course in
ya, iya.
Indonesia too
Yes, Bu.
also. So it's terjadi di world ya, di dunia.
Terjadi di dunia, Bu.
Iya, terima
Yes.
kasih banyak Dokter apa di
Irianti, Bu.
Indonesia pun Irianti di
Iya, Bu.
Indonesia sangat lagi happening sakit mental ya, dan
Yes.
ini terjadi
Yes.
bahkan sama anak muda. Thank you
Yes.
so much, is very influencing and good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, as I read this very interesting research findings last year, it mentioned that according to the research, they said that female CEO, female leaders who implement the principle kita bisa maju bersama kok, nggak harus turun, ada yang satu jatuh harus naik gitu ya. Kita bisa maju bersama, yang trying to enforce non-violent communication style, and trying to enforce that similar to the safe model that we have created. They mentioned that they become a very effective CEO. They perform very high, according to the research, they perform very high in financial performance. And then they have very high level of emotional intelligence. They can solve the crisis in a very loving, like motherly way, and then they can bring up they can continue and be the gatekeeper of the nice value. So they become a very effective CEO, because of being a woman. They're not trying to be a man, in their leadership. Thank you very much. Oh my God, there are two more.
Okay. Doctor, I have a question.
Yes, from
Zahira.
yes, Sister Zahira, please do,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, if the leadership and HR system in the blueprint of healing in the company are also toxic, how should the company deal with it? And where should the victims go to report or seek help? Is it appropriate for them to report directly to their bosses, or some suggestion from an idea from Dr. Irianti. Silakan, Dok.
Wow, yeah, this is difficult. This is very difficult if the company itself is very toxic and everything. It happens in the workshop that three participants cried so heavily when I mentioned before, right? They said that, oh my God, I mean, I almost killed myself, and then I really have no motivation to live anymore and work anymore and stuff like that. So perhaps, yeah, the HR have the obligation, yeah, to bring this up. For example, they write down, for example, this worker has experienced burnout and have seen the psychiatrist a lot because of the situation. The boss needs to know about this, yeah? They need to know about this, and then the boss needs to try, yeah, to enforce what we suggest as the safe model in their company. But before enforcing it, they need to know the facts first. So the answer is gonna be similar to this: increase the award, report this to the boss, yeah, to the boss. Except if the boss is doing this, I don't know, yeah. If the boss is doing this, perhaps, yeah, needs to be brought up to the board, yeah, to the board, for example, the yayasan, barangkali, yeah, and then suggest to have this kind of workshop based on what's going on, yeah. So everything has to be based on data, yeah. So encourage, yeah. The HR needs to say that there is a place for you to say what you need to say. For example, there is what do you call it? Box pengaduan,
Yes.
yeah, anonymous, for example, box pengaduan. And then if you want, you can provide, yes, a counseling service for this person. But counseling service is not as effective as changing the culture of the institution. So the best thing is while simultaneously while you're doing that kotak pengaduan and then counseling service for them, at the same time you also need to bring this up to this up, create a program that will raise the awareness of the all workers, especially also the pimpinan, yeah, also the leaders. They need to attend this workshop to know that this is happening, that it will cost a lot to the company. Yeah, you have to pay again if the workers are burnt out, they're gonna quit, and then you have to train the new workers again. You have to spend a lot of money, and then the productivity will decrease into 30%. And you show the fact also that 59% of the problems caused by female rivalry in the company worldwide. So these facts needs to be deliberately what do you call it, mentioned to the management, and then hopefully this workshop is going to be the solution to what's the toxic situation in that company. And it happened in that workshop that I did last month. I'm very happy because the vice director of that division is a man. Yeah, he mentioned that, oh my God, I didn't know about this, Dr. Yanti. I didn't know about this, and I think I'm gonna change. So he said that, oh, that's what's going on actually, because it happens a lot, and he received a lot of report, and he doesn't know what to do about it. He thought it's just female thing, and he decided just to be quiet about it. But now, with the new awareness and understanding, so hopefully everything is going to change to the better. Yeah, the counseling service is not the solution, actually, not the only solution. The structure of the institution is to change. So provide both service, yeah, counseling service and the new knowledge about this. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
good. Okay. I think that's all, Zahira.
Yes.
Okay.
Then if have any questions from participants, maybe Dr. Irianti can share the emails. So
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would
the
love to.
more questions can by directly email to Dr. Irianti.
Okay.
So Dr. Irianti can just type in the chat
Respond.
box.
Yes,
Yes.
that's good.
Thank
Definitely.
you very much,
My
So,
Dr.
honor.
Irianti.
A
if
pleasure.
have any questions in the chat box, also you can just reply so that we can read the response. It's actually from you, Doctor.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Dr. Iranti. So I think this is among the most interesting topic that we have when we are discussing about the female challenge that we have facing now, not only in our country, but I think all over the world. So we are
All over the
facing the
world.
same, yes, we are facing
Yes.
the same issues here. Okay, so we are moving for the next photo session. So kindly switch on your camera so that we can have our group photo together with our speaker. Okay, in three, count, Zaira.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, last 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you
so
very
much,
much.
everyone.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we now move to our third speaker. This she will be our final invited speaker. So I would like to introduce Major Dr. Fazlinah Muhammad, an acting commanding officer of the 2nd Battalion 514 Regiment Territory Army Malaysia. So simple profile about our speaker today. She is a military officer, strategic researcher. She also involved in leadership practitioner specializing in international strategy and also geopolitics. She also focus on communication security. She also have dealing with operational leaderships, and her work integrate military experience with strategic thinking to strengthen organizational adaptability and also include elements of decision making towards the complex environments that she have. Okay, that she has. Okay, so at the international level, what is the most interesting is that she was selected as the delegates of the 49th Indo-Pacific Armies Management Seminar, a high-level multinational forum co-hosted by Malaysian Army and United States Army involving military leaders from 31 countries to advance regional security dialogue and defense cooperation. So throughout the biography that we have, I do believe that she has a very potential leadership philosophy. She able to portray the human-centric leadership, and then embedded with the elements of communications integrity that she has, cognitive resilience, and also able to adapt the navigating to the dynamic environment throughout the backgrounds of the army and also research base. Okay, so today she will deliver her presentation via pre-recorded video entitled From Battlefield to Boardroom, Human-Centric Leadership, Communication Integrity and Strategic Adaptations in Era of Cognitive Transformation. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome pre-recorded video by Major Dr. Fazlinah Muhammad.
Assalamualaikum and good day, distinguished chair, respected participants and fellow professionals. The title of this presentation, From Battlefield to Boardroom, symbolizes a leadership journey that extends far beyond military operations. It reflects a reality faced by leaders today, whether in defense, governance, academia, or business, where success is increasingly determined not only by resources or authority, but by the ability to lead people through complexity and uncertainty. The battlefield in this context represents environments characterized by pressure, disruption, rapid change, and high-stakes decision-making. The boardroom represents strategic leadership, governance, and organizational direction. Although these settings appear different, both demand the same fundamental capability: effective leadership under uncertainty. This presentation focuses on three interconnected pillars. Human-centric leadership emphasizes that people remain the most important strategic asset. Communication integrity emphasizes the importance of establishing trust, clarity, and credibility in an era of information overload and misinformation. Strategic adaptation refers to the ability of leaders and institutions to continuously learn, adjust, and remain relevant amid technological and social transformation. Together, these capabilities form the foundation of leadership in an age of cognitive transformation, where the influence, perception, and decision-making increasingly shape organizational success. Yeah. Thank you, and let us begin by examining why the topic matters today. Before discussing leadership solutions, it is essential to understand the problem. The world has fundamentally changed. Today, leaders operate in an environment defined by information saturation, cognitive overload, and accelerated decision cycles. As illustrated in this slide, the volume of information available to us continues to increase exponentially. Every day, leaders are exposed to vast amounts of data, news, social media content, artificial intelligence outputs, and competing narratives. Yeah. However, more information does not necessarily produce a better decision. Instead, it often creates cognitive overload, where individuals struggle to distinguish signal from noise, fact from opinion, and truth from misinformation. At the same time, decision-making timelines are becoming increasingly compressed. In previous decades, organizations might have had days or weeks to respond to emerging challenges. But today, leaders are often expected to make strategic decisions within hours or even minutes. This coverage and information abundance, cognitive pressure, and accelerated change explains why the traditional leadership approaches are becoming insufficient. Contemporary leaders must therefore master strategic communication, maintain cognitive resilience, and develop the adaptability required to lead effectively in highly dynamic environments. Okay, next. This slide presents the journey that shapes my perspective on leadership. It begins with the military, where leadership is tested through discipline, responsibility, and decision-making under pressure. In this environment, leaders must guide teams with purpose, maintain focus, and act with clarity, even when the conditions are uncertain. The second stage is PhD and research. Academic training strengthens the ability to think critically, analyze complex issues, and connect practice with theory. It allows leadership to be understood not only as command, but also as knowledge, reflection, and evidence-based judgment. The third stage is international engagement, represented here by participation in strategic platforms such as IPAMs. This experience highlights the importance of dialogue, interoperability, and cross-cultural understanding in addressing regional and global challenges. This experience then coverage into a strategic leadership, the ability to translate operational experience, research insight, and international exposure into a meaningful action. At the foundation of this journey are three pillars: operational leadership, strategic communication, and human adaptation. Yeah. One of the greatest leadership challenges today is transforming information into effective decisions. As illustrated in this slide, the process often begins with noise, a constant flow of reports, messages, intelligence updates, social media content, and a competing perspective. The challenge is that leaders must quickly distinguish what is important from what is merely distracting. This creates uncertainty. Leaders must assess the credibility of information, identifying emerging risks, and understand the implications of acting or not acting. Yeah. The next stage is decision making. Effective leaders combine data, experience, professional judgment, and ethical responsibility to determine the best course of action. Let me illustrate with the military example. During a search and rescue operation following a natural disaster, a commander may receive multiple reports simultaneously. One team reports trapped civilians in one location, another receives information about damaged infrastructure elsewhere, while social media circulates unverified claims requiring immediate attention. This situation is dynamic, incomplete, and highly uncertain. A poor leader reacts to every piece of information. However, an effective leader verifies facts, prioritizes resources, communicates clearly with subordinate units, and focuses on mission objectives. This enables the organization to move from a confusion to coordinated action. This slide explains the core message of human-centric leadership. Technology may accelerate decisions, but humans determine outcomes. In today's complex environment, leaders are supported by data, digital systems, artificial intelligence, and rapid communication tools. However, technology alone cannot create trust, moral judgment, commitment, or meaning. These remain fundamentally human responsibilities. Human-centric leadership is built on three dimensions. First, people. Leaders must empower others through trust, empathy, and shared purpose. People are not merely resources. They are the heart of every strategy. Second, a process. Good leadership requires systems and communication structures that enable collaboration, clarity, and equality. Without clear processes, even capable people may become confused or disconnected. Yeah. Third, purpose. Leaders must provide direction guided by values. Purpose transforms routine tasks into a meaningful contribution and creates a sustainable impact. Therefore, human-centric leadership is not a soft leadership. It is a strategic leadership. It recognizes that in moments of uncertainty, organizations do not move because of technology alone. They move because people understand the mission, trust the communication, and believe the purpose behind the decision. Okay, next. Strategic communication is not merely about transmitting information. It is about shaping perception, influencing behavior, and aligning people toward a shared objective. This framework consists of 4 stages. First, sense making. Leaders must understand the environment before they act. Second, communication integrity. Messages must be accurate, consistent, and credible. Third, trust building. Trust develops when communication is transparent, consistent, and aligned with actions. Finally, execution. Strategic communication must ultimately translate into coordinated action and measurable outcomes. This framework aligns with Joseph Nell's smart power theory, which argues that influence is achieved not only through authority or coercion, but through credibility, persuasion, and the ability to shape preferences. In both international relations and organizational leadership, success depends on how effectively leaders communicate purpose, build trust, and mobilize a collective action. In contrast, realist theory, particularly the work of Hans Morgenthau and John Measurement, emphasizes power, competition, and the pursuit of a strategic interest within an uncertain environment. Realists argue that survival depends on capability, preparedness, and the ability to respond effectively to threats. Therefore, strategic communication is not simply an operational function. It is a strategic capability that transforms understanding into the influence and influence into meaningful results. This slide presents an important argument: high performance must not become self-destruction. In many high-pressure environments, leaders are trained to endure pressure, deliver results, and continue moving forward. However, research on leadership sustainability consistently shows that performance without recovery eventually weakens judgment, creativity, emotional control, and decision quality. The model proposes 4 strategic solutions. First, a mission. Leaders must remain focused on what truly matters. Second, prioritization. Leaders must eliminate non-essential demands and protect time, attention, and cognitive capacity. Third, recovery. Rest is not weaknesses. It is a requirement for sustained performance. Fourth, sustainability. Strong leaders is not measured by short-term output alone, but by the ability to build habits, systems, and teams that can continue performing over time. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the future does not belong to leaders who simply adopt AI. It belongs to leaders who can communicate with clarity, adapt change, collaborate across diverse networks, and ensure that the technology serves humanity rather than replace it. In short, AI provides capability, human provide judgment, and ethics provide direction. When these three elements work together, leadership becomes more effective, responsible, and resilient. However, leadership is not developed through theory alone. It must be tested through experience, discipline, teamwork, and the ability to perform under pressure. Allow me to conclude this section by sharing a real example from my own leadership journey. The next video highlights how these principles are translated into practice through training and leadership development in Regiment 514 Askar Wataniah, where resilience, adaptability, and human decision-making remain at the center of mission success. Yeah. One platform that has shaped my own leadership journey is the 514 Territorial Army Regiment, or Regiment 514 Askar Wataniah. What makes our regiment unique is the opportunity to train alongside some of the best military personnel in the Malaysian Armed Forces. In our 2026 training program, we had the privilege of conducting training activities with the elite group Gerak Khas GGK Commando from the Camp Sungai Udang, Melaka. This experience goes beyond physical fitness. It develops discipline, mental toughness, teamwork, adaptability, and a leadership under pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, if the previous video demonstrated military readiness and leadership development, this video presents even something more challenging: the reality managing an urban crisis. What you are about to see is footage from the exercise Perisai Bandar, a large-scale integrated security exercise designed to simulate complex urban threats and emergency situations. As the video unfolds, you will see members of Regiment 514 and Regiment 508 Askar Wataniah operating alongside multiple strategic partners, including the Royal Malaysia Police, Immigration Department, Fire and Rescue Department, Hospital Emergency Services, and other government agencies. This is far more than military training. It is about coordination, communication, decision-making, and leadership under pressure. The exercise incorporates operations in built-up areas or OBA and public order and preservation ordinance or POPO scenarios, where the personnel must respond to urban unrest, security threats, and complex emergencies while maintaining public safety and interagency cooperation.
Hidupnya gelap gelita, berdepan dengan senjata. Mereka bermandi darah sehingga hilangnya keluarga. Si perampaskan terus berpesta, meraihkan tangisan mereka. Doaku pun pada yang esa untuk kau peluklah anak-anak syurga. Kau juga apa yang kau maukan, apalagi agenda kau inginkan. Lemah sendiri dalam kegelapan, entah sampai bila kau nantikan. Satu syahadah kami berserah, taat pada yang maha kuasa. Impian dan juga harapan masing-masing jalan. Saya Tuhan akan kasih malapetaka.
Derita di bawah langit gempita, mulut dikunci, tidak mampu bersuara.
Why am I sharing this with you today? Because leadership is tested when conditions are uncertain and information is incomplete. And now, we are looking for individuals who are not only knowledgeable but also willing to serve, lead, and contribute to national resilience. Do not simply study leadership, experience it. Do not simply analyze security challenges, become part of the team that helps address them. Thank you, and we look forward to welcoming future leaders into the Regiment 514 Askar Wataniah family. Gempurwira. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the International Conference on Communication, Management and Humanities ICCOMAH 2026 Organizing Committee, especially to Dr. Siti Suryani, Cik Puan Zahira, and all committee members who have contributed directly and indirectly to making this conference a success. Events such as ICCOMAH are more than academic gatherings. They provide valuable opportunities for the scholars, practitioners, and leaders to exchange ideas, share experience, and learn from one another. I would also like to apologize for any shortcomings or limitations in my presentation today. As human beings, we continuously learn and improve. As a servant of Allah, I recognize that knowledge is a trust and that true perfection belongs only to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. My intention today has been simple: to share knowledge, encourage reflection, and contribute towards developing stronger leaders and more resilient organizations in an increasingly complex world. I will conclude with one final thought. The future is not something we wait for, it is something we create together. Thank you for your attention, your engagement, and the opportunity to share this journey with you today. May Allah bless all our efforts, grant us wisdom in leadership, and guide us towards making a positive and lasting impact. Thank you, and I welcome any questions or discussion. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fazlina or Dr. Faz, yeah, for the presentation just now. So I am Dr. Siti. I am actually replacing Dr. Umi because she has to attend a physical program over there in Kuala Lumpur. So on behalf of the AID conference, and I am the AID Academy, yeah, and I am also the local host, I would like to welcome and thank you, yeah, to Dr. Irianti. Yeah, very nice, interesting presentation just now. And also Dr. Richard. And of course, thank you to Dr. Faz just now for the presentation. Although Dr. Faz cannot make it with us today because she has another physical program as well. But she managed to show us all the helicopter and everything, which is something strange for us, right? But we still managed to have such presentation from Dr. Faz. The sharing through pre-recorded video. So thank you so much to all the presenters. Yeah, and I think maybe we can switch on our camera again. Yeah, for a final group photo, just in case if there's any of you who were not here just now. Yeah, because we took pictures. In each of the session, yeah, with Dr. Irenti, with Dr. Richard, and now we'll have the final one, yeah, for all of us. So this is the last chance. So everybody, you're all welcome to open up your camera so I can see. Oh, Puan Akma is here. Yeah, she's also one of our editors. I have my good friend also, Dr. Nina. Thank you, Dr. Nina, for joining. Cikgu Punita, Dr. Margaret. Yeah. Some of you, Miss Siva as well, Siva Ranjini, yeah, Dr. Faiza, and also some of you are new, but welcome, yeah, to all of you. So boleh buka kamera. Ahmad, yeah, Mr. Ahmad Sad, Madam Sal or Dr. Salmawati. Okay, that's Dr. Richard. Okay, Dr. Arianti is here. Okay, great. Apa Haslina is here. Welcome, Puan. Thank you, Puan, join kita. Okay, so Zahira boleh bagi kita senyum, bagi signal.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Sekejap. Okay, lagi sekali. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, mini love. Everyone, mini love. Okay.
Wajib.
1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, thank you
Thank
everyone.
you so much, Zahira. Dr. Ellie, sorry tak nampak Kak. Sorry ya. So thank you semua yang join kita. So of course I would like to thank again officially to all our three speakers. Yeah. Dr. Richard was the first speaker just now. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Richard, for your time. Dr. Irianti Osman. Yeah. Thank you so much, Doctor, for a very meaningful, I think very insightful presentation just now. And also to Major Dr. Fazlinah Muhammad as well. So just a quick reminder here for all of us, don't forget to join us as well tomorrow at 10 o'clock, where we will have our closing session. We will have four, is that right? Four keynote speakers, and we have one from the United States as well. Yeah. So do join us tomorrow, and we also will have the award session. So if you receive something like a notification from us, it means you win something. Okay, so don't miss us tomorrow. Join us at 10 o'clock Malaysian time. And also don't forget to join the WhatsApp group of our academy, and also the Telegram, so that you won't miss any of our programs in the future. So on behalf of the AID Academy, I would like to thank everybody. Thank you so much for your time today. This is actually our first pre-conference. We are so nervous, but with all the great presentation from our invited speakers and with all the cooperation, we really appreciate all of you. So see you again tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.
And everyone kindly invited to registration form for get the e-cert for participation for today
For today.
pre-conference.
Yeah.
And invite also kindly to feedback form.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah, thank you,
you.
Zahira. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Zahira. Yes, so 2 forms that I hope you can help to fill. Yeah, but Zahira will share it also in our group, the feedback form, yeah, for today's program, and also your registration form for today's program, because you will receive an individual certificate for this pre-conference. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum. Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.